they go and get Josh Giddey. I mean, who obviously, even when we spoke to Josh earlier when he was first acquired, that he talked about, get rebounding for positional size and up tempo, something you're very good at. When they did that, did you take that as all they've already moved on from me, or did you see it as an organization just playing the insurance card because they didn't know what you would be or if you would be available?
I think they're trying to do what's best for the team. Obviously, we had a lot of success when I was running point guard, getting rebounds, pushing it up, and Giddey is capable of doing the same thing. So for me, I look at it as like they want to win the most games as possible, and they feel like he can do it. We feel like he can do it, and that's why he's here.
Brace yourselves for the return. So apparently Lonzo is set to take the court for the first time in basically 2 years next week since his knee injuries and several surgeries. And I know that may not seem like too long to some people, but just to put it in its correct perspective real quick, the last time he was hooping, Carmelo Anthony had yet to retire. He was still chasing that ring on the Lakers. Marcus Aldridge had yet to retire. Dennis Schroeder was on the Celtics. And Russell Westbrook was still on the Lakers getting crucified after basically every game. I mean, y'all get the point. And being that it's been a minute, I can't even blame you if you've forgotten how nice this man is and how he impacts wins. And we'll talk about a lot of that in today's video. But there's something else I believe is even more important to mention in this man's return to the NBA. And that's the fact that this might just be a make or break year for Lonzo. Like, no bull. Not only does this season need to be injury free for Lonzo, God willing, but he also needs to play like his career depends on it. And I say this because when it comes to the Bulls, a decent amount of things have changed since Lonzo last played. Back then, Kobe White was the sixth man, Lonzo Ball was the starting point guard, and things were flowing well. But in Lonzo's absence, Kobe White started in every game he played last year, and the man had a breakout season. He averaged about 20 points for the first time in his career, and he was just hooping. And then beyond all of that, y'all seen the clip in the beginning, the writing is on the wall. The Bulls definitely brought in Josh Giddey because the status of Lonzo's health is just way too inconsistent. And in the NBA, unless you're on Steph Curry level, you are replaceable, and Lonzo's not blind to that. So yeah, in today's video, we're gonna get into what to really expect from Lonzo this upcoming NBA season and why it's so important this man is hooping this year. So yeah, y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments, bro. How do you feel about Lonzo? Do you think the Bulls see him in their future? Why not? And yeah, bro, really quick before I go any further, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and we're on the grind for 5K, so I would most def appreciate it. I appreciate every single viewer. But back to the video. Alright, so when we're talking about setting realistic expectations for Lonzo, we gotta take into account the type of restrictions this man is facing heading into the season. I'm rooting for his success, I really am, but he already mentioned two of them during NBA Media Day. For one, he won't be playing in back-to-backs, and then secondly, he's going to have a minutes restriction. Now, honestly, both of those were predictable. It makes sense that the Bulls want to avoid just throwing him back into the fire. However, the minutes restriction stuff could be concerning depending on how much they restrict him. Because, obviously in the ideal scenario, whatever his restriction is, the limit becomes lesser and lesser as he gets back to form. But I'm just saying, he'll need all the minutes he can to really show he still got it. You see, we already know he's not starting. The Bulls just picked up Josh Giddey in the offseason, and Kobe White showed way too much last season for them to put him back on the bench. That would be crazy. Are you trying to lose? And then beyond that, Zach LaVine, he's back, he's healthy, he'll be playing shooting guard. And then we can't forget about Ayo Dosunmu, who I know, don't laugh, he might not be much of an NBA name as of yet, but his career has been steadily on the incline. Basically, the point I'm getting at here is that the landscape of options at the guard position for the Bulls is more flexible now than it was when Lonzo last played. Therefore, in my eyes, he's damn near entering an environment where he must prove once again who he is. And that's never the most fun position to be in. But, luckily for Lonzo, he's got some niche skills that separate him from others and that prove his value in this league. He's not some one-dimensional scorer who, they gotta be on a lottery team to really put up points and make a difference. Nah, far from it. Offensively, his best skills are playmaking and his very much developed three-point shot. And then defensively, you'll find plenty more reasons for why he's bound for success if he can just remain healthy. So yeah, let's talk about it. Offensively, it's no secret that Lonzo sees a game through the lens of a true point guard. Nowadays, it's a lot of point guards that are disguised as combo guards. Combo guards disguised as point guards. They really just got the point guard label. That's really just their position based on their height, which, isn't necessarily a bad thing. I ain't hating on it. It's just a modern day game. But I do find appreciation for players like Lonzo, whose game really illustrates the identity of a playmaker. Seeking his teammates first, threading the needle on passes like prime Tom Brady, finding cracks in the defense. Those are all some of the things that set him apart. And if I'm being honest, when I look at his career numbers, this man putting up 6 assists per game as a career average, now that surprises me. It's not as if 6 assists is bad at all, but if you go watch some Lonzo Ball passing highlights, 10 minutes of highlight clips, it'll just provide more evidence as to why numbers do not always tell the full story. Simple. And that skill is definitely something the Bulls have missed in his absence. The only question I'm waiting to see answered now is just how easily Josh Giddey assimilates into the Bulls offense, sort of playing that role that Lonzo did. Because, he's no stranger to the position either. And we know he's been surrounded with talent all throughout his career playing for OKC. So, it'll definitely be interesting seeing how his game works with options like Zach LaVine, Vucevic. We're talking stars. And depending on how well he plays, it'll undoubtedly impact the minutes Zoe ends up getting as well. But anyway, getting back to Lonzo here, another skill he has in his Duffy that, Josh Giddey actually has yet to develop is his three-point shooting. Man, it's crazy because Lonzo's been shooting above average from deep at 37% or higher since 2019-2020. It's been a couple seasons. And yet, I'll never help forget how things looked when he first entered the NBA. Like, bro had the definition of a broke jump shot. But now, it ain't so sweet. Defenders can go under the screen on his threes if they want to, but chances are Lonzo will make it, and that's a game changer for him. So hopefully the rust from sitting out too long doesn't hinder his shooting rhythm too much, because that could really be the difference maker in the kind of season he has. But yeah. Anyway, y'all boys, I'm fixing to wrap this video up here. Ain't too much else to mention. I really just can't wait for the season to begin, bro. It's been too long without basketball. I'm greedy. I know we had the Olympics after the NBA Finals, so it ain't been a drop for too long, but like I said, I'm greedy. I need some more. This is my vice. But I appreciate y'all watching, bro. Like the sub, share it, sub if new, all of that. Let me know what you think about Lonzo down below in the comments. Will he have a good season? Will it be a make or break year for him? Why not? And yeah, bro, that's it. And I'm out.